Welcome to the morgue.
You don't know what's around the next corner. That kind of feeling, I think people really get a kick out of it.
It may feast on the screams of Seattle locals, but this terrifying attraction has a surprisingly big heart.
I didn't realize that taxidermy was an art form.
This studio challenges the grisly reputation of taxidermy, showing the beauty and skill behind the craft.
It's a very unique cemetery, and there's some spooky history here too.
Let's take a tour through Seattle's oldest and most historic cemetery. These stories and more next on CityStream. Hi, I'm Mona Locke. Welcome to CityStream from Georgetown Morgue. Let's venture inside. Joe's going to show us what surprises await. Travelers along East Marginal Way often spot the sign for the Georgetown Morgue and wonder, is it a real morgue or something far more sinister? In fact, it's one of the premier haunted attractions in the Pacific Northwest and the only full-scale haunt in Seattle. What began in a parking lot promoted by KUBE 93 FM founder Scott Kolling moved into this iconic location in 2009. Rumor has it the building carries a dark past, making it the perfect setting to send chills down the spines of Seattle's most eager fright seekers. From winding paths around every corner lurks a terrifying encounter. From actors to animatronics, all designed to keep haunt-goers on edge. Producer Chris Barnes gives us a look at what makes this haunt one of the most spine-tingling attractions in Seattle.
I see a lot of clowns. I heard there's clowns here, and I hear chainsaws, so that's kind of what I'm expecting to see.
I'm not really sure. I think we're just really excited that it's Halloween.
Jump scares and people chasing you.
They all heard of the horrors inside, but still, they come and enter the Georgetown Morgue.
Welcome to the morgue. Proceed through this corridor.
We're a high scare, kind of a low gore haunt, but there is some gore here just to keep the the Halloween people happy. But we want to get you as many times as we can.
Scott Kolling's masterful design leaves people terrified.
As far as what you see when you come in is we've got themed areas of the show. The first part of the haunt is a morgue theme. Kind of the industrial area of the haunt. A couple of spots we've got with a bunch of barrels. Don't really know what to expect. This is kind of a fun spot. Hey! Hey! So in between the scenes, we try to have spots where we can scare you as well. You've kind of already been out of the scene, already seen the scare, and you think you're okay until the next area, but we still try to get you there as well. So coming through, don't expect anything, and then there's a scare!
My name is Skara, and I'm the casting and costume director at the Georgetown Morgue Haunted House. I also run makeup. This year with my costumes, I've kind of gone for a 1940s look. So I'm like an orderly. I also have people downstairs who are also orderlies in the Georgetown Morgue area. I've also delved into sewer people and voodoo people towards the end. I get a lot of inspiration from older movies, especially comedies, and kind of dark vintage movies as well.
Hello.
All right, so...
Georgetown Morgue is legendary for its elaborate makeup, transforming ordinary men into monsters.
I am a patient in the morgue, I guess you could say. People walk by, and I get up and just scare the heck out of them.
She is a voodoo, banshee, priestess kind of ghoul thing.
My character in the haunt is, I don't know, kind of a zombie thing.
These performers go all out, terrifying guests even before they enter.
How do you think she'd walk with only 1 foot? Would she hop it around? I'll let them know you're coming, Carol. Yeah! Oh, here we go! Carol's coming!
I love being at the haunted house. I love working here. It's definitely some creative niche that started as something fun and it's taken off into my career. I like working with haunters and I like working in the haunted house industry.
Something drew Scara to Scott Kolling's haunted house long before she worked here.
I actually used to go to Scott Kolling's haunted houses when I was a child. Well, me and my cousins, it was what we would do. The only time we'd get along is we'd go to Scott Kolling's haunted houses.
Scott developed a passion for haunting early on.
My dad had done haunted attractions, and so I had gone through quite a few of his as a youngster. So we used a lot of their different ideas and designs from what had scared me as a kid.
Kolling's first haunted house was a hit. From that point on, he knew the dark attraction industry was for him. He haunted various cities, taking over the KUBE 93 house in 2002. 6 years later, that house moved, becoming the Georgetown Morgue.
And we had been in the South Center Mall parking lot in a tent, and so our dream really was to get a building here in Seattle. Wanted to be in the Seattle area where we were close to.
And the Georgetown Morgue has been terrifying the people of the region ever since. While many of the demons ooze blood, the bloodletting extends to the guests all too willingly.
The last 3 years we've been working with Bloodworks, which is awesome. I've been trying to work with a blood group for a while and finally got one that's behind us here.
Pump 3 times and hold for me.
The idea is that the Georgetown Morgue is so popular that the line gets very long. It's about 2 hours long. So rather than waiting in the line and doing nothing, if you and your friends want to save some lives, all we need is one donor. We'll upgrade you with 4 VIP passes to skip the line entirely. Why not come in, give blood, have a cookie, save some lives.
It's a great thing. You're giving blood, you're giving back, and we'll give back by putting you right into the door.
I believe a lot of people like to come and get scared coming to the haunted house. It feels good when you're running and being chased.
It's like a roller coaster. You don't know what's around the next corner. That kind of feeling, I think people really get a kick out of it.
They came out of the corner, they were like, "Whoop-pow!" And then I was like, "Oh my God!" And it was really scary.
It was awesome. We try to do haunted houses like this in the area. This was definitely the best experience we've had.
Remember, the terror you endure in the Georgetown Morgue does not end when you exit. It returns in your nightmares over and over and over.
In addition to partnering with Bloodworks Northwest, the morgue hosts a canned food drive collecting nearly 6 tons of food for Food Lifeline each year. To learn more and view their schedule, visit seattlehaunts.com. Next on CityStream, E. Putnam Studios offers a one-of-a-kind taxidermy class, transforming death into art.
Seattle Channel, 2025 Northwest Regional Emmy recipient for overall excellence.
For this next story, we meet Elizabeth Putnam, a natural history artist who specializes in insect art and taxidermy. While some might see her work as macabre, Elizabeth reveals the striking beauty found in the world of taxidermy. Producer Matt Peterson has more.
So today we're using European starlings, highly invasive. We can fix all of that. If you make a hole in the skin, that's part of taxidermy.
I am a taxidermist and natural history artist, and I own and operate E. Putnam Studio.
The goal of taxidermy is everything we're taking out, we're replacing. Ultimately, taxidermy, it's not just about skinning and putting it back together, but that understanding of how that anatomy kind of works. You don't press anything else.
I'm the only taxidermist in Seattle that's offering these classes. I was encouraged to open up these classes as another opportunity to share this art form with people that otherwise it's really difficult to learn. Anyone that has an art background has a step up. We're going to make an incision. When you're skinning a bird, you have this personal connection and you are able to see the function of these little animals. Then I'm going to use the scissor. It's not for everyone. The people that do this really love animals.
Yeah, just wanted to try something new, something different. I love animals, and I feel like this is a way to combine my passion for animals with kind of like an artsy, creative side.
This is where I'm trying to get it to go. And they really are just very curious individuals and want to keep learning. Students love to learn what the inside of birds look like. I'm going to start down at the bottom. And then I'll just hold the wire tight as I'm wrapping it all the way up. We don't want it just to meet. We actually want overlap. You maybe don't need to learn how to do a deer head or a duck, but you want to learn how to do this little bird. I wonder if that's why they're such good little survivors. When I first started, I didn't realize that taxidermy was an art form.
So now I can just snip through that.
I get to have a greater appreciation of animals. I get to work on specimens you're never going to see in the wild. That's where we're cutting. Students that take the class with me, most are women. That seems to be the trend.
I think for a long time I kind of had in my mind that it was like a male-dominated field.
You're doing really good. I think it's easier now for people to see other women and think, oh, I could try this too. Maybe they don't feel comfortable sharing this hobby. They have a welcoming environment here. We're gonna remove this all.
I was happy to find that there are female taxidermists, ones who teach classes, so that's been really nice.
Going in and then towards the body.
And I'm doing this by feel. I think just wrap it.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do right now is see which end to pull through here. Because this is the most important part on these wings. Okay, that looks good. So I'm just trying to keep it straight. And then there's that little ear hole and we can tuck that in.
We've removed the carcass, we've removed all the meat and the fat. So now the skin is all cleaned and is ready to start on the mounting process. So I'll show you how to fold the wings down.
This is the most exciting thing. It makes it less, demystifies it in a way. So it's more of an art form now than it is a trophy.
It's a really cool art, and I think that anybody that does it wants other people to understand how important it can be for education and connecting especially children to animals. I think that's really important.
It might seem kind of scary at first, but it's pretty fun and cool to learn more about them and stuff.
This is so fun. This is the best part. You're gonna take a class with other people. You have this overlap of interest, and that is such a rare thing to be able to find in person. And then also get to have these shared experiences with people that I wouldn't meet otherwise.
It's really pretty.
There's not many opportunities that you get to be so hands-on and one-on-one. I think that's what makes this opportunity so special.
I'm gonna go under this very thin skin. It's a little bit more secure.
Really nice having a small class because I feel like you get very much hands-on instruction.
They will go back and do the finish work.
I mean, I'd say it's exceeded my expectations. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but yeah, I'm really happy.
Elizabeth offers a 2-day intro to a bird taxidermy workshop where participants can explore the art and science of taxidermy firsthand. To learn more, visit her website, eputnamstudio.com. Just ahead, we take you behind the scenes of the morgue to see how it all operates and what it takes to become one of its terrifying ghouls. return from the Georgetown Morgue. This haunted attraction comes alive from late September through the first week of November. Each season, thousands of visitors pack the streets with the lines stretching for blocks, sometimes with a 2-hour wait as Halloween nears. Inside, every corridor and twisting passage is designed to deliver the perfect fright.
We're excited and we're in for a treat.
And for the actors, it's what they live for. But when the screams fade and the season ends, the work doesn't stop. During the off-season, Scott Kolling and his crew stay busy building fresh sets and crafting the next round of fear that will greet visitors when fall returns. I'm joined here today with Operations Manager Joey Falashi. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
So tell me, how long have you been here at Georgetown Morgue?
This will be my 10th season here with the Georgetown Morgue.
And what does Operations Manager do exactly?
I do anything from walk around, help people that are scared out of the haunt, maintain the haunt, and pretty much help my staff do whatever they need to do to get the job done.
And how many people does it take to get this job done?
It takes about 50 a night to get everything rolling.
Wow, well, would you mind taking us on a tour of the behind the scenes to see how it all happens?
Absolutely, let's go.
Perfect. What exactly does it take to put on an operation like this?
Well, it takes a few months of planning our route, seeing how we're going to build our scenes, and then after that, you know, executing it, lighting, sound.
50 people?
Yeah, it does.
And how many people do you have in each season?
We have about 25 actors in the scenes each season. As you can see, like, we have different doors through this back hallway that will let us into our scenes and out of our scenes, so we can move seamlessly through scenes and get each person through the haunted house.
I see. And then how many people come visit the morgue?
I would say about 40,000 a year, give or take, the season.
40,000?
Yeah.
Within a couple months?
Yeah, within about 23 days.
That's a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Rumor has it that there's ghosts that reside here. Is that true?
Yeah, we've definitely had some props in the haunted house that will go up without power or air.
Huh. So they just go?
Yeah, and we couldn't get it to stop, so we actually had to take out the prop. Still in that area, we have a lot of shifting and moving, but there's not a prop in there to work with.
Oh, is that kind of scary to work here?
It is when you're all alone sometimes. It's nice to have a co-part in the building with you.
Yeah, and this used to be an actual morgue.
Yes, so we do have a full history online of how the morgue came to be. And now we're entering our costume room.
Wow.
We've got a lot of masks and costumes to work with here for our makeup artists.
It's where the magic happens.
Exactly. In fact, would you like to get into a costume?
Sure, why not?
Would you like to be a cannibal today?
Oh, that sounds good. There we go. Is it happening? Am I looking scarier?
Do you want to scare people?
The whole shebang!
Do some highlights first just to bring it out, and then probably a little color work. We do have people who wear masks as well, so that can help alleviate some of that time that we take for the makeup. Yeah, we spend a good 2 hours before the show to do all the makeups in the cast.
Close your eyes. It's like spa.
Munching Mona, the morgue maniac.
For our next story, Lakeview Cemetery, one of Seattle's oldest resting places, holds Bruce Lee's grave and other historic names. Vanishing Seattle tours the site, uncovering forgotten stories beneath the tombstones. Producer Randy Yang has more.
Thanks so much for coming to the Lakeview Cemetery Walk. We are focusing a bit on some of the lesser known and undersung residents. There's a lot of famous folks here, Denny's, the Yesslers, but we wanted to also talk about some history that people may not be as familiar with. So Japanese American history, Black pioneers, early madams and sex workers. So yeah, just give a little bit more of hopefully diversity in like a colorful picture.
Matsuhiro Tsukono started the first Japanese-owned bank in Seattle. He helped construct the Nippon Con Theater, which is still there.
William Gross, a Black pioneer in Seattle and the second Black resident of the city. This is the grave site of Princess Angeline. She was the eldest daughter of Chief Seattle, And her name in Lachute seed was Kikosomlo. And Kikosomlo herself was living in a shack-like structure in an area known as Shantytown that's on the downward slope of what is now Pike Place Market. And growing up in Seattle, some of y'all may have heard, tales about Princess Angeline haunting the market. It's a very unique cemetery in that it's the oldest undisturbed burial ground in Seattle. And there's some spooky history here too.
Some say that this cemetery is not just haunted by crows, but by Dutch Ned, who has been wandering around the cemetery ever since, looking for his little house.
These graves with the lambs on them are children.
We're gonna walk down this way and you'll notice that suddenly all of the gravestones turn red. It's almost like a red road.
This is the grave of Mary Ann Conklin, who's also known as Madame Damnable. She ran Felker House, which was Seattle's first hotel, and had one of the city's first brothels upstairs.
You can have multiple generations of family and friends from here, and I didn't know 75% of what they cover today.
Well, my hope is that people learn something new about the history and the people who came before us. In the grand scheme of things, it really wasn't ancient history that we're talking about. The people, the topics, the trees are very much still relevant to Seattle today, not vanishing. Yes.
To explore Vanishing Seattle and experience all the tours and events they offer, visit vanishingseattle.org. Thank you, Haley. You did a wonderful job.
Absolutely.
We are the everyday storytellers of this great city. We are Seattle Channel, a gateway to everything Seattle. The intersection between government, culture, news, and the ever-unfolding story of the city we call home. So follow your curiosity and come explore Seattle with us. Seattle Channel.
That wraps up this edition of CityStream for the Georgetown Morgue. As you can see, the talented costume and makeup artists have done a great job bringing my character to life. To watch more award-winning programming, go to seattlechannel.org and search for feature shows. I'm Mona Locke, or rather now, I'm Munching Mona. Thanks for watching. How's that? Better?